Hey everybody, Ranty here back with a quick video. I am responding to a post from, of all people, Mike Rowe, the host of Dirty Jobs. For years and years this show was on. It may still be on, I don't know. I wasn't really ever a fan of it. But he came across a post in a Facebook group, a dog hating Facebook group that I'm in, and this just happened today. He posted about being bitten by a dog, so I wanted to share with you what he said and my reaction to it. So here we go. Mike Rowe. I love dogs, and by and large, dogs love me, but I found one this morning that didn't. A bulldog from French extraction, as best I could tell, who shared a leash with another canine of similar lineage. The two dogs walked briskly alongside their master, who was also pushing a stroller, which I assume carried a smaller version of himself. We approached each other on the skinniest part of the walking path down by the bay, where hedges on either side forced us much closer together than we would have otherwise been. I made as much room as I could for the dogs and the stroller and the man to pass, but the Frenchie objected to my presence and expressed his displeasure by sinking his teeth into my leg. A couple of things worth noting. First of all, it didn't feel like a bite, more like a pinch or a sting. Secondly, the dog's teeth didn't tear my sweatpants, so when I pulled up my pant leg to inspect the damage, I was surprised to see the blood flowing down my calf. Thirdly, and most interestingly, was my exchange with the dog owner. So right off the bat, in this first part here, we see Mike Rowe is a dog nut. He loves dogs. He's already minimizing what the dog has done, and you can see in the thumbnail here and in the image that this is no small little nip either. But it felt like a pinch, it felt like a sting, it didn't really even feel like a bite, and it forced us close together, the path did, and he's just minimizing it. It's not the dog's fault. Already the wheels are turning to make it not the dog's fault. Let's continue. Oh crap, he said. Did he get you, Mike? Yeah, he got me. Oh no, you're bleeding. Yeah, but it's no big deal. I'm so sorry, he said. I assume he's had his shots? Absolutely, said the man. I just got him from a shelter. Hey, that's great, I said. I really don't understand why more dog lovers don't go that route. I've had shelter dogs all my life. Me too, said the man. You really can't beat a shelter dog. So really, we've got two dog nuts working together to excuse the harm that one dog did to a fucking human. And, oh, it's a shelter dog. Oh, goodness, who would have thought a dog from a shelter who has a questionable history could ever do something like this? They're usually the best. No, they're not. They're the dogs that people drop off. Like Princess in my last video. People just drop them off because they can't stand them no more. So I know that Mike Rowe is the victim in this case, but he's such a dog nut that he excuses the behavior of the owner and the dog. But let's continue. With that, we wished each other a nice day and continued on in opposite directions. But now, 4 hours later, I'm back home and struck by the way I tried to minimize the incident. Damn right. I had done nothing wrong, and yet I felt guilty for putting my leg in the way of the animal's teeth. What's up with that? Maybe it's because I'm empathetic. I know how terrible I'd feel if the roles had been reversed, so maybe I just wanted to demonstrate my compassionate nature by being especially magnanimous, even as the blood ran into my socks. Or maybe I'm just vain. Clearly, the man recognized me from television, and I do have a public image to consider. The last thing I need is a story going around the neighborhood about how the Dirty Jobs guy freaked out over a little nip from a shelter dog who was just trying to adjust to its new surroundings. First of all, it wasn't a little nip, but let me just finish this last part before I react some more. Whatever the reason, I downplayed the whole thing, and I'm still not sure why. Even now, as the puncture wound continues to ooze and bleed through multiple bandages, I keep telling myself that shelter dogs really are the best, and that the people who adopt them are far more enlightened than those who don't. That skinny little trail, on the other hand, the one with the pretty hedges on either side that runs along the bay, that thing is a public hazard and should probably be paved over. How pathetic is that? He ends his post by blaming the trail the physical layout of the trail and the pavement or lack thereof that makes the trail too skinny? How about the fact that you have a dog owner with a dangerous dog that freaked out and bit you and now you're bleeding and oozing? And you see the machinations and the wheels turning in his head, trying to convince himself and everybody else that, well, shelters are really the best thing and we can't blame the dogs and we can't criticize. Here's the dog cult part. You can't criticize the dogs or the dog cult. You've got to find somewhere else to put the blame. So he idiotically puts the blame on the trail. How moronic and brainwashed do you have to be? I would be absolutely livid if I was attacked by a little shit mutt. I would freak out. I would first of all, I'd probably kick the goddamn dog and injure it myself if it was a small dog that sounds like, I think French bulldogs aren't that big. Would have fucking kicked it, defended myself, of course. And then the owner's getting a bill for anything that I had to pay, plus a little bit of pain and suffering. Yeah, it might just be a little nip, but the owner needs to learn a motherfucking lesson. That you don't take it lightly that your animal, your property, under the law, they're just property, damaged somebody else and caused them harm and physical pain. And Mike Rowe just excuses it because, I don't know. I mean, he goes on here, but it's still not clear because he's a celebrity and he doesn't want to make a big deal. Because if he makes a big deal, he knows people will make fun of him and minimize, like he's doing himself, minimize what happened to him. That's sick. That's terrible. Don't minimize this shit. Take that guy to court for every fucking dime that you can get. Maybe not a lot, but it's worth something. Teach him a goddamn lesson. I don't care who he is or who you are. They should not be able to get away with this. This just emboldens more of them. And they say, oh, well, it's a shelter dog and shelter dogs are the best. This is brainwashing. They're absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And then some other dog nut in the comment wrote, how is Freddy? Don't hear much about him anymore, which I guess is Mike Rowe's dog, because he replied with a picture of him with his ugly looking little dog living his best life. Hopefully he's not attacking people like the other dog was. I just had to react to this. I think it's so ridiculous, the steps and machinations that Mike Rowe went through to excuse the dog's behavior and ultimately come down to blame the trail. The physical layout of the trail is why he was attacked. No, you were attacked because some idiot was out walking his stupid stinking mutt that he couldn't keep under control. You got too close to it, probably because you're also a dog nut and thought it would be okay, and you got bit. And you got bit and injured. So next time, maybe you'll keep a wider berth. Or next time, you might not be as lucky. It might not be a French bulldog. It might be a fucking pit bull or a German shepherd. You're lucky it wasn't. So this was, again, Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. A reality show. I don't know if it's on anymore, but just the brainwashing is so strong in him that no blame can go to the dog or the owner. It's really incredible to me. Anyways, thanks for listening, everyone. I'll see y'all in the next one.